Right.
Well, disruption, what the hell does that mean? Because I hear that every day and I'm kind of like, I do silly things like I might boil my kettle and then go out and do something. Does that mean I'm disrupting time?
Yeah, I mean, well, we talked about this in class. I mean, these terms get thrown around so much. We've got lean, agile, MVP, disruptive. There are probably others. And so, my joke is always, if you want to get invited to a conference, just like invent a talk by combining these adjectives and something that never been applied to before. So maybe like lean blockchain or agile blockchain or something like that. And
next event,
lean recruiting. Lean recruiting. I haven't heard of it. Is that a thing yet?
It is now.
It is now. I think that should be a thing, and you can do a talk on that.
Yeah.
So lean disruptive recruiting.
Okay.
I think that would be particular.
All right.
So these things have lost all meaning, unfortunately. Right. But Clayton Christensen, Harvard Business School professor, has defined disruption really, really clearly, and you go read the Innovative Solution, you can get a very clear idea of what it is. And I think it's counterintuitive. Everyone thinks that they should just build a better product. So if my cell phone has 24 hours of battery life, then I should attack that market by building a cell phone with 48 hours of battery life. That's actually not true. If the product market today overserves the existing customers, in other words, if people don't really need more than 24 hours of battery life, they'll take it if you give it to them, but they're not really willing to pay more for it, then that's not the right strategy. Right. Disruption is thinking about it differently, slicing the market differently, and saying, you can, for example, target the low end. That's low end disruption, where you say, okay, in the battery example, is there a portion of the market that's vastly overserved by a 24-hour battery life? Right. Is there a portion of the market that needs a 1-hour battery life, and can we sell them a $10 phone? Right. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't, but that's sort of interesting, like a burner phone or something like that, throwaway. So that's low end, where you try to tackle the low end of the market with a much cheaper product that just serves their needs and doesn't give them more. And the more interesting one is non-consumption, where you actually enable people to do something that we were trying to do before but couldn't. And I think that that's difficult for people to wrap their heads around. But it's clear throughout history, like what was the demand for a personal computer in 1950? The total market was zero. And so clearly, if you launched a personal computer, you must have been targeting non-consumption. But if you looked at existing metrics, you would have just said, well, there's no market for personal computers because no one has one today. Right. So by that logic, we can never progress.
You only have servers all day.
So that's disruption. It's usually a combination of either low end or non-consumption, at least as defined by